What's up, guys? Willie here with the Plant Movement. Another episode. How are you guys feeling right now in the summer season with interest rates high and with summer slowdowns and hurricanes and stuff like that? I know it's getting to a lot of us. And one thing that we all need to stay focused on is a game plan with a clear mind, positive attitude, to bring in a bright future. That's what we're going to be talking about today on this episode. So hold on tight, guys. We're going to be going through a game plan. Game plan for me is everything. That's the only way you can get through the fire. Without further ado, let's jump right in. Let's go.
Are you ready to grow? The Plant Movement with Willie Rodriguez of A's Ornamental Nursery in sunny South Florida is the podcast for those in the nursery business. Garden centers, landscapers, power growers, and plant enthusiasts. Willie is a passionate leader in the plant movement and has helped others grow their business into multi-million-dollar companies. This show will save you time, money, and headaches through top-notch education and by connecting you to experts in the industry. Let's grow. Here's your host, Willie Rodriguez.
Welcome, guys, to another episode of the Plant Movement Podcast. I'm your host, Willie Rodriguez, and like I said in the intro, things are on fire. So what do you do when money gets tight? I want to talk to you guys. I know all of your scenarios are different. I might not be able to hit all of you guys' scenarios, but you guys can always jump on theplantmovement.com and you can set up a consulting, coaching, where we can dive in deep into everything that you're doing and we can nitpick and create a plan that can help you move forward, which is what we're trying to do for the green industry. Great positivity, great longevity, because this industry is very, very powerful. It's a strong and much needed industry. Think about it, guys. We are dealing with plants. Most of you guys that are listening, if you do hardscape, you still deal with plants. Maybe you're listening to it right now and there's a plant that you're looking at mowing the lawn. There's so much untouched territory in this industry for just creativity and for the future and for tech and just so much. And the green industry needs all of you, all of us growers, everybody. We need each other, whoever you are. So pots, fertilizer, whoever. So let's jump in. So what I feel we all need is a game plan, because without a game plan, how are you going to execute anything? And one of the first things I like to do is not focus on anything negative. Nothing negative. I like to just start with a clean slate. So the bank account's low, we already know that. Your emotions are all over the place, we already know that. You feel negative. Things might upset you. You need to pause all of that and learn how to do that. And then now positivity and looking forward. So it's like, all right, expenses. What am I spending money on right now that I might not need? What can I hold off on right now that I don't need to spend? If you have staff, they can go through things for you. If not, you can jump on, take some time. Remember, you're an entrepreneur, guys, so it's normal to be up all night long and then go out and kill it again. I don't know. That's just the mindset of a warrior. When you become an entrepreneur, that's what you build. And when it comes to expenses, what I'm referring to is like, do I need the same amount of people that I had before? Do I need the same amount of trucks that I had? Can I consolidate my debt, right? Can I get it and jump into something where now I get to, let's say you have 2, 3, 4, 5 credit cards that they're maxed out. Can I call a company, a bank, that now I can put it all into one lump sum and now I make a monthly payment? Stay away from the weekly payments, the ones that suck out money from your account automatically. That is brutal. That will kill you. So I would jump into something like that, see if you have the credit to do that and all that. And it all goes back to what you've done in the past, and this is all a learning experience and the whole nine. You know, running a business is very important, to take everything serious and to stay disciplined enough to do so. Another thing to think about when it comes to cutting expenses, do not cut expenses on what it costs you to produce your product. Unless you're buying used pots or something like that versus new, you got a deal, I get it. But I would not stop using the fertilizers that you use. I would not stop your spray program if that is something that you guys do, which I think everybody should be on a spray program. You want to keep your product 100%. There's too many nurseries, at least down here in South Florida, that I see with my own eyes that are cutting on those type of things. And what happens? Just us alone, we show up with a big list that we can help this person out and spend $10, $20, $30,000 there. And now I can't spend $1 there because the product doesn't look right. When it comes to product, I think of opportunities, and we're going to get into that later, but product creates opportunities. Who never stops moving? The people that service the top 1%ers. Those people really don't stop moving. You want to be able to cater to them. You really have to think outside the box. It's like, all right, I was creating product that I was getting away, growing it cheaply, and I was able to sell it at a decent cost. I was able to make a decent margin, but who were those clients? Who were they servicing? You got to really think. So if you are selling plants for $3 and $3.50 and something like that, I'm just giving you guys an example. Think of who your customer base is. Your customer base might be the landscaper, is doing renovations on homes and stuff like that. Mediocre jobs, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 installs, maybe $10,000 installs. Those are the group of landscapers that I have seen that have been hit the hardest when it comes to that and have had to pivot and start doing other things, tree trimming, maintenance, other things to be able to keep the flow coming in, because that market dried up with the high interest rates and people not flipping homes and all those things. You got to really think of why this is going on. So now you can create the best game plan that can help you move forward and get out of it. You can't cheap out on the products that you use to keep your product number one. And if your product isn't number one, maybe it's time to start thinking and doing a little bit more research on how to do so. There's videos on YouTube and there's websites where you can learn of what your plants need if you're a grower to create the best product possible, because that opens opportunities. And there's a company too that we know of that we're going to get them on a podcast, or they're going to start sponsoring an episode, that's what they do. They have a full-fledged service, professional grower that went to school with a big background, has worked at big nurseries, and he is going to be going out in person and taking care of everybody's needs, getting everybody up to par and getting everybody exactly what it is. It is so innovative and crazy and amazing. Can't wait for you guys to hear about that. Let's say you have a garden center. We'll stay on the product topic. I've been to garden centers that I get there and the product is no bueno, no good. I've been to some that they're home run derby, beautiful, everything's gorgeous, but I've been to some that are no good. The product doesn't stand out at all. I've asked them, how are sales? Oh, it's slow. Okay. How many people came in today? 10. Okay. That's not good. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay. 10 people have come in. How many out of those 10 have left with items? 2. Did the 2 people that left with items leave with everything they were looking for? No. That screams. That's a red flag for you to instantly shift and start to either purchase from someone that brings in good quality product, or go out and do your own due diligence and put in a little bit more work and go find the growers that can, supply you with product that is fire. That way, when the customers show up, they leave with their trucks filled with product. And that doesn't matter how the economy is. What that matters is, do you have what someone's looking for at that moment? A lot of people get caught up in the economy and this and that, and it's that negative mindset. You got to get on the positive train and stick with it. Along with products, you also have services and relationships. So for you guys, right now you're mowing a lawn listening to this, or you're doing some hardscape work listening to this, or you're a grower and you're out in the field right now. Think about what services you provide right now, and are they A+? We've heard many people talk about answer the phone. It's that easy. That's the first start. The services you provide, guys, need to be A+. Like, you really have to work on it. I know it's tough and you might have a lot of stress on you and you have a lot of things going on, but your service needs to be 100%. If you're a landscaper, make sure you go and you walk through the job after with the person. If you're there right now, you're doing an island. Don't just leave the rock next to the grass. That way, when the maintenance guy comes, now the person's complaining, calling you, telling you that the rock gets thrown everywhere. Put a border. Oh, but it's not in the budget, Willie. Make it fit in the budget. Explain to them why they need that and how it's going to cost them money down the road if they don't do it. Think outside the box. And also with products, let's say you're an irrigation company, buy good sprinkler systems, buy good heads, buy good valves. If you're installing wireless boxes to be able to control different zones and turn on your customers' irrigation at a specific time, buy a good brand. Don't go on eBay and don't buy just whatever brand to try to save money. Look into the future as you're doing this type of stuff, guys. The better products you put in from day one means a happier customer day 2, and that will bring nothing but referrals. And we all know that the best type of advertising is word of mouth. Right now you're working. What can you do right now on the ground that can better your customer's experience? Do they have a tree that needs to get trimmed that's about to touch a power line? Whatever it is, think outside the box, make it happen. At the end of the day, if you're doing service, the more services you can provide, the better turnaround it is, not just for the client, but for you as well. Relationships is probably the most powerful thing. For me and the relationships that I've created, some of my best friends that I can open up and talk to about money and all these different things, they are in the industry. And why do I feel so comfortable talking to them? Because they understand me. I might have a buddy that's a lawyer. He's not going to understand me. Relationships within the industry are very powerful. You can brainstorm together. You can talk about what you can do right now. Hey, dude, I have this problem. I have no money. I have no sales. And now you can bounce ideas off each other other. That is powerful. You can also take it to, let's say you need 1,000 plants and you don't have the money right now, and the deposit that you grabbed from that job for the 1,000, you're using it to pay some type of bills, and now you can link up with someone that'll give you 30-day terms or 60-day terms, 90 days, and now they help you out. That's what relationships do. You have to really take relationships serious. Relationships for me have gotten me out of so many issues. I didn't even need money. I didn't need a paper. I didn't need anything. I've even bought in trucks off of people I supply. We didn't even write a paper. It was a shake hands type of deal. What I did was deduct from the delivery. No delivery fee until the truck was paid for. It was done. Why? Because we have a relationship that we trust each other. And you can't burn those bridges. You got to keep them open always. You should never close any door with nobody. Even the guy that has done you dirty, you need to maintain him as someone that can be a potential client in the future. And if you have some relationships that you're thinking about right now where you're like, man, I wish I wouldn't have done that, man up and call them. You had somebody that you owed them money for a long time. You haven't paid the bill. 6 months old, you owe them $2,000 and you don't want to call because you know that's the first thing that's going to pop up. But the guy has something that can create opportunities for you. He has beautiful product at a great price. And now you close that door. All it takes is pushing your ego down, picking up the phone, manning up. That right there, at least in my eyes, screams to me. Someone is changing and someone wants to move forward, and you want to bring positivity and you want to create something of an opportunity in a positive way for the future to be bright with that individual. So all you have to do is pick up the phone and say, hey man, listen, I know I owe you $2,000. I'm broke right now. But what I want to start doing, that way we can create something in the future, is let you know that next month when I get a little bit more on my feet, I'm going to start giving you $200 a week. And when you pay him off, now he's not going to treat you the same ever. It might take a while to get there, but now you have at least your foot in the door to get access to what he has. That's just an example. You guys can think of all the other different ways. So the other thing I always like to focus on when money's tight, aside from lifelines and stuff like that, is what can I do to bring in money quick? Like, what can I do to bring in money quick? So if you have inventory, you can do fire sales. Fire sales is always something positive that might bring a customer to buy that one item. I wouldn't put the whole nursery up for sale, but I would do a specific item. So let's say you have an item that you did 3,000 of. They haven't moved. They're getting big, and you're selling them at market price right now. Drop it. Drop it 25%. Oh, Willie, you're crazy. Drop it 25%. Because what that can do is bring somebody in for that item. They see everything else by you being savvy, positive, moving forward. And now you tell them, hey, I know you came for this one item, but can I show you the other items real quick? Give me 2 minutes. Throw them on the golf cart or put them in your truck or do whatever you got to do and show them everything else you have. Now that might open other doors for them to spend money on other things that you're not, let's say, putting on sale. And it comes down to advertising and marketing. I know in this industry, people don't put budgets for that. That's not a thing. If you're a grower, jump on Planet. On the Planet episode that we did, they were talking about how people were complaining that they were spending $60 a month in advertisement. Guys, advertising is your lifeline. That is a major, major lifeline. So some of the things that we do here, what are the things we do here, Eddie? We do email campaigns. We use the social media platforms. They are free, free. It just takes a second of your day to think. So right now, if you're a landscaper right now, stop right now and go do a video. If you're a grower right now listening to this, when you get to the nursery, go do a video. Go film the guys planting. Go show what you have. Put a name. Put it on a story. Make a post. Send it out. If you're scrolling on IG and you see somebody that can benefit your life, someone that you can benefit theirs with the services you provide, send them a DM. Today, I encourage you all to do that right now.
Why are people not sending lists?
Yeah, why are people not sending lists? Like, if you see a company that's pumping product, why don't you send them what you have? That way, they can purchase from you. Guys, it's not hard.
Yeah, why don't you communicate it?
Communicate it. Like, if you're a landscaper and you follow somebody that is putting fire on stories and posts and stuff like that, why haven't you called to see how you guys can team up and make something happen? Whether you're broke or not, it doesn't matter. It matters the attitude and it matters the mindset and the positivity. If that's in play, at least for me, the individual matters more. I feel like any person can get out of any scenario that they're in. They just gotta have the willpower to do it. I have been in dark, nasty, horrible places where the odds are 100% against me, but I'm positive, I'm confident we're gonna do it, and I see how I can do it, and we actually get out of it. And I've talked to individuals and I've mentored individuals. They've been in dark places, man. But guess what? Call them today, see where they're at now. You gotta believe in the person. So if you're a landscaper, go do that. If you're a hardscaper, go do that. If you're a garden center, go do that. Why haven't you done that? If you're someone that's older that's listening, you're like, oh, I don't play with none of that. Get your kid. get your grandkid. Get the person that is out at the nursery doing this. Tell them, hey, look, I'm going to bump you up $1. Or you know what? I'm going to give you an extra $100 a month. I can't do it now because things are tight. But give me 2 months. Do this for me for 2 months. And in 2 months, I'll give you all the $100 extra or whatever it is so you can create some content for me. Content is so valuable today, guys. Think about the opportunities that content creates. Put it out into the world, whether it's horrible or whether it's great. It doesn't matter. What matters is that it's out there. How long does it work for? It works forever. Going back to sending lists, you don't have to create content if that's something that you're uncomfortable with, which I think everybody should overcome their fears. But you see somebody really killing it, reach out. You see a landscaper that's installing modules and that's all they install. Boom, boom, boom. And now they're filming 100 modules at a mall. And you have modules. Why haven't you called them? If you are a salesperson that sells fertilizer, chemicals, pots, and you just drove down a nursery that was a place was for sale for 40 months, and you saw a vacant piece of land for sale for a year, and now somebody bought it, and now you see ground cover going on the floor or whatever it is, go there and talk to them. See what you can do to create opportunities to be able to get in there, whether it's, hey, test out this product, let me know if you like it. Hey, here's a roll of ground cover, let me know if you like it. You might be like, hey man, but I don't have control over that because my boss might get upset. Let them know the game plan. Hey boss, let me get a roll of this, let me get a couple of things like this. Boss, it's $400. It's gonna create opportunities. These guys can become $500,000 customers. Think outside the box when it comes to creating opportunities. And create relationships with your neighbors, guys. If you are a nursery, why aren't you talking to the nursery next door? Down here in South Florida, guys, we are in the capital of nurseries. I don't think there's another place in the nation that has as many nurseries as we do down here. And one stereotype thing that's been out here engraved from the olden days is, who cares about your neighbor? We want to sell everything, and that's the mindset. That's the old school mindset. My mindset's a little bit different. Mine is like, let's help out everybody because it's just going to create positive opportunities for the future. If your neighbor is selling a specific item, let him know what you have. Maybe you have things that he doesn't have. Or maybe, let's say you see that he sold his block and now he planted babies and they're not going to be ready for 6 months. Let him know that you have them. Maybe you can give him a discount today and he gets the phone call tomorrow. Maybe he passes you the client. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe you take him over there on carts. And now you're able to make, maybe you didn't make $7 on that item. Maybe you only made $3 or you made $4, but you picked up money for payroll. It's thinking outside the box, being creative in a positive way. Remember, people will always be there to help you out if you're positive, focused, and you're disciplined. If you're all over the place, you're negative, nasty, your emotions are taking over you, nobody's going to help you. Create a network, guys. And that's something that you could do right now. Tonight, you can go on IG, spend an hour on Instagram. That's it, an hour. Most people spend an hour on Instagram anyway, or on any social media platform, YouTube, whatever it is. Go on these social media platforms, and we like to use Instagram. Yesterday, I came across the rock guy, and he's local here in Miami. What does he sell? Pebble Beach rock. And what did I do? Send him a DM. Right there on the spot. I didn't wait 3 months and think about it. No, right there on the spot. Regardless of what it is, you do something like that. And another thing I see too, I see high-end landscapers getting an immense amount of work where they're booked for 6 months, 8 months, a year. Yes, that happens right now, and they don't have enough manpower. And then it's hard to get people to do things. So they're looking for people they can sub. By making connections, you drive by a beautiful landscaping, they're in the process of in a big lavish house, you stop. You go ask who's doing it. And hey, who are you? You're the manager, project manager, you're the owner of the company. Hey man, I do landscaping. Make that connection. Imagine a 5-minute, hold on, honey, put the car in park. Let me talk to this guy real quick. It could change your life. Guaranteed. 100%. You just have to overcome the fear of all of this stuff. And it's easy to someone that's done it. But for someone that hasn't, it can be very intimidating. You have to have the warrior mindset as an entrepreneur. And if you're listening to this, at least this far into the episode, it's because you have problems with money coming in right now. So what are you going to do? Real quick, guys, before we continue with the episode, I want to talk about this new company that's out called Plant Logistics. They have 21 different type of vehicles with trained staff doing deliveries throughout Florida. That is awesome. A delivery service company with goosenecks and a couple semis and box trucks. And what I really love about this company, guys, they're 100% confidential. So if you call them to ship trees, wherever you pick them up at or they pick them up at and wherever they deliver them, they don't tell nobody. So that to me is priceless. So check them out on Instagram. They also have a website, Plant Logistics Co. Their telephone number is 305-912-3098. Let them know that Willie sent you with the Plant Movement Podcast. Guys, one last thing, because I could talk about this topic forever. It's different for everybody. How easy is it for someone to locate you? You can have a nursery in the middle of nowhere, but you can still be popular and people know where you're at. Do you have a website? Are you on Planet? Are you on the Plant Finder? Are you on social media? Do you guys know how powerful the platforms are that have been created, like Planet and Plant Finder? And I talk about Planet a lot, and we love Planet because it's used big time out here. Plant Finder is the other one that's used big time. If you're a grower, it doesn't matter what you're growing, get on there. If you're paying them $300 a month, which is what average we pay them, more or less, $350, that is nothing compared to the opportunity that brings. It goes by click. You pay 10 cents, 25 cents. I think the most expensive click is like $1 and change. And it goes based off of the popularity of the item. If you're paying $1 for someone or 25 cents for someone to get your contact information and call you, I think it's worth it. They can also do advertising. The options are endless. You're a broker. Why don't you go out and see everything that everyone has and have it on your plant ad page? Why don't you do that? If you're a broker, you should know where everything is. Call your clients, see if they're missing anything. Is there anything that they need? Or you tell them, hey, what's hard to find? Look, I challenge you guys. You're brokers. Do this. Call all the nurseries that you guys supply the garden centers. Tell them, hey, I want you to give me a list of the top 5 items that you're having trouble finding right now that you get phone calls for. Go do that and call me. Tell me how it went. And what are you going to do? You're going to go out there and you're going to find those plants and you're going to get them and you're going to take a picture and you're going to send it to them. And that's how you generate money ASAP. I'm not just talking about Planet and Plant Finder like if just to promote them. I'm saying this because you have to create opportunities that can generate money quickly. And that can happen on Planet. If you have 50 items right now, you post up on there, you should start getting calls quickly. And it all depends on the quality of the product and who's looking for it. So it's not guaranteed 100%. You're going to start getting phone calls today or tomorrow or anything like that. But if your quality is up to par, the price is decent, I guarantee you that someone will call and you'll see how effective those platforms are. So these are a few things, guys, that we're talking about today that if you're feeling tight, that you can start to implement and start to execute quickly. Understand what you made mistakes on. No ego. Never do that again. The next time around, you are so prepared, so ready to just go. Sales are slowed down. It's okay. Nothing's going to change right now. We're going to wait. We're going to see what happens. That's what established companies do. Investing money into things so they can keep them as a lifeline, a 401k, a Roth IRA for later. All right. That's not what they are, but something similar to that. I just want you guys to be pumped and positive because there's nothing like a positive mindset. I promise you. We love you. Don't forget, if you guys need anything, you can jump on theplantmovement.com. You can also jump on IG and you can send us a DM. Don't be scared. We don't bite. And if you're looking for different ways to advertise, guys, jump on theplantmovement.com, like I said, and on there you can see all the different things that we offer, from mid-roll ads to sponsorships and just so much more. Creating reels, going out and really making an impact when it comes to what we do here to create opportunities for you in the future. Remember, the people that listen to our podcast are just like you, and they're in the industry, and it's relative to what we do. So I know that your voice will be heard. So thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Plant Movement Podcast. If you took anything from this episode, guys, we did our part here. Remember, green industry strong, positive mind, looking forward to a bright future. Get your things together, do it right, learn from your mistakes. So where you are today, you are never there again. God bless you guys. Don't forget, we're a phone call, text, DM away. You can check us out on Instagram at The Plant Movement, and also check out our website, theplantmovement.com. God bless you guys. Stay safe, and you'll see us on the next one. Let's grow.
Thank you for listening to this edition of The Plant Movement. Willie and Eddie invite you to connect with them on Instagram at both The Plant Movement Podcast and A's Ornamental Nursery. Those links are in the show description. Please leave us a well-worded 5-star review on Apple Podcasts to help others find the show. And remember to tap the follow button so that you'll be notified when the next edition of The Plant Movement is available.